9 News Plus weather sponsored by Carrier Colorado. The future of home comfort is here.
Hey, thanks for joining us here on this Monday, March the 13th, here on 9 News Plus. I'm meteorologist Chris Bianchi with a detailed look at your Colorado weather forecast. And today, it looks absolutely fantastic for pretty much anything you want to do outdoors. We got those 7 p.m. sunsets. Temperatures will be in the mid-50s. We've got more sunshine today as well. One thing to watch out for is in the mountains, we could see a few afternoon snow showers. Doesn't look like that big of a deal, but if you are heading up on I-70 through the mountains this afternoon, don't be surprised if you do see a few leftover snow showers from the storm system that we had back over the weekend. This is what it looks like at I-70 at Loveland Ski Area right now, and also, of course, the Eisenhower Tunnel off in the distance there as well, which just turned 50 years old last week. Now, we do have a lot of fresh snow on the ground there into the high country, and that from our storm system over the weekend, which, by the way, we saw some pretty impressive snowfall totals, especially in places like Crested Butte. Biggest storm of the season by far for our friends down there. 2 feet of snow this weekend, and a lot of areas getting double-digit snowfall totals. Skiers, snowboarders, I'm sure pretty happy about that. Now for us here along the Front Range, as usual, slightly different situation. And in fact, something interesting here on this image from Lookout Mountain, you can see a little inversion in place. That's probably going to lead some lousy air quality around the metro area as we head through the rest of today. And that inversion, what that means is you got a lid of warm air just above the surface. It traps in pollutants at the surface. It means they can't escape on up into the atmosphere. And as a result, we will probably be looking at some mediocre air quality. That's maybe the one thing here along the Front Range that might be not so great as we head through the rest of the day. Although I don't think this will be that, the air quality will be all that bad for us today. Just will be, again, a little worse than usual. So it's nice and seasonal for us today. Mountain snow showers, as I mentioned, and then tomorrow and Wednesday, much warmer before, well, we're going to get a pretty good bit of meteorological whiplash by the end of the week. HD Doppler radar, mostly quiet statewide. One area where we are still seeing a little bit of snow right now would be down here, mostly in Abaca County and Prowers counties, so southeast Colorado, Springfield, Lamar, a little bit of light snow pushing its way on through. Temperatures are above freezing, so I'm not expecting any road impacts at this point out there, but just maybe seeing a few leftover snow showers in that part of the state. Otherwise, this afternoon, again, a few of those mountain snow showers do develop between about 3 and 6 p.m., and then these should dissipate pretty quickly. These are mostly generated by the heat of the day. These are going to be generated by it's actually the same mechanism that leads to those popcorn afternoon showers and thunderstorms that we get during the summer. Same mechanism is in place into the mountains, a little leftover moisture trapped in that direction, and so that will spur on the development of few afternoon and early evening showers for us, snow showers for us into the high country. Snowfall totals, not a big deal, though I will say here, even though we're not seeing a whole lot of accumulation on this map, some localized areas may get an inch or two of snow where we get one of these kind of quick downpours, snow downpours, so to speak, for us this afternoon. Temperatures right now are mostly in the 30s on the eastern plains. We did drop down to 21 this morning here in Denver. The mountains about the same, 20s and 30s for the most part into the higher elevations. Notice Grand Junction at 44. That's a little hint of some of that warmer air that will move in to the Front Range for tomorrow and Wednesday. Right now 37 at Denver International Airport. For today, we'll get on up into the mid-50s. Pretty nice day overall. Again, maybe a little bit of that air quality to watch out for, and also into the mountains, some of those snow showers. Otherwise, should be a pretty nice day for most outdoor activities. Those mid-50s, probably, to me, bordering on short sleeves weather, but, well, that is, of course, a bit subjective. For tonight, we're only going to drop down in the upper 30s. This is going to be thanks to some winds that will increase overnight. We'll get those winds that will mix down some warmer air. Long story short, I think we only drop down in the 30s tonight because of some of those winds that do pick up into the foothills, and it stays mostly cloudy for us for tonight. Sunset 7:03 p.m., and we just had our first 7 p.m. sunset of the year yesterday. For tomorrow, temps into the mid-60s for us here in Denver. By the way, our average high for today is 55, so we're 10 degrees above average for tomorrow. And those clouds do increase a little bit during the afternoon, but it should stay mostly sunny, especially during the morning, midday hours. It's in the afternoon where I think we do see a bit more cloud cover. Nothing's going to come from those clouds, for tomorrow, but again, you will notice a bit of mid to high level cloud cover tomorrow afternoon. And for tomorrow, temperatures in some spots could touch 70 degrees on the eastern plains. In the mountains, if you're lucky enough to be skiing tomorrow, it is a straight up bluebird day tomorrow. Highs in the 30s, upper 30s, and low 40s for us into the higher elevations. So again, if you're skiing, you can probably shed a layer, and it's going to be on the nice side for us with those 30s and 40s for us into the higher elevations. I mentioned those winds. They do pick up tomorrow. Two things about this. One, that'll, again, keep those overnight lows relatively mild tonight and also for Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. But the other thing to watch out for is it will be mild. It will turn a bit breezy. We haven't had a ton of rain or snow so far this month here along the Front Range. So I do think we will look at some sort of fire danger tomorrow. No outdoor burning tomorrow or Wednesday, as we will be looking at, again, some of that elevated fire danger concern for us. Wouldn't be surprised in a few spots to see some red flag warnings lifted. The winds won't be all that strong, but again, just watch out for some of that. And especially, I think Wednesday looks like at this point the windiest day of the upcoming stretch. But again, we could be dealing with some added fire danger over the next few days. Then, boy, that is quite the drop, isn't it? We're going to go from near 70 on Wednesday. By the way, in Denver, our average first 70-degree day is on March the 9th. That's the long-term average. This is already our latest weight for a 70-plus day in a couple of years for us here along the Front Range. So normally by now we've hit 70 or above. We have not done so yet. It has been obviously a very chilly winter for us here along the Front Range. Our coldest winter, meteorologically speaking, since 2010 for us in Denver, and we're still feeling some of that. And boy, again, I mentioned our average highs in the mid-50s for today and tomorrow. By the end of the week, we're normally in the upper 50s in terms of that average high temperature. So when we're talking about upper 30s, low 40s for highs, we're going to be 15, maybe even 20 degrees below our seasonal averages. And we do have that chance for a bit of light snow on Thursday. It doesn't look like that big of a deal for most of us. Into the foothills, maybe a couple inches, Boulder on down through Golden. In the immediate metro area, there's probably an inch or two of snow on Thursday afternoon. That's the way it looks right now. System develops way too far to our north and east to give us much in the way of big impacts. But Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we stay on the chilly side. Boy, it's just going to be kind of persistently cold. But the good news side of all this, and all this kind of chilly and cold weather that we've had, snowpack, we are at 120% of our season to date average. And most importantly, a little bit of a climatology for you here. In Colorado, normally the maximum amount of snow that we've got, maximum snowpack, that happens usually in early to mid-April. And the point of that is we are now just above our median peak snowpack. And what that means is we're going to have an above average snowpack season for the first time in 4 years for us in Colorado. That is based on statewide numbers. There's still some, as you can see, the Arkansas River Basin is still lagging. That's not a perfect measure, but it is overall good news. And you know, frankly, as a meteorologist, if you told me heading into a third straight La Nina that we were going to have above average snowpack here in Colorado statewide, I would have taken that and been thrilled about it. But again, there are some caveats to that. The most important one of that is it's good to have the above average snowpack, and hopefully we continue to build it up over the next couple of weeks. And again, all signs are that we're going to continue with this cold and relatively snowy pattern for us into the high country. But the key for us here in Colorado is how quickly that snowpack melts off. So let's say, for example, we go from this snowy cold pattern this month, maybe even into April, and then, you know, boom, we melt off all that snow come May because we have a very, very warm month. Early June's really warm as well, and we melt off that snowpack really quickly. Then we kind of lose some of the good news side of that. But then again, if it stays seasonal through May, we get some of those ups and downs, and we keep that snowpack into mid to late June, that is really, really good news for our upcoming summer fire season, the summer mountains fire season, which is different from the Front Range fire season, which is year-round. But point being is that this is overall good news. We're going to have our first above-average snowpack season in 4 years for us here in Colorado, and that is excellent news. Again, there are some caveats to that. I mentioned some of those, but overall, excellent news to see that. So hopefully, leaving you with a little bit of good news here on this Monday, March the 13th. Again, overall takeaways for that near-term forecast today. Looks pretty nice overall. Just watch out for some of that lousy air quality. Number two would be into the mountains. We could see some snow showers. Much warmer Tuesday and Wednesday, and then much colder on Thursday with a little bit of snow. as well. Meteorologist Greg Perez will have an update for you coming up at 9 News at noon and also at 2 p.m. right here on 9 News Plus. Chief Meteorologist Kathy Sabin's in at 4 and 5 today, and then Meteorologist Danielle Grant's in at 6, 9, 10 tonight on the 9 News family of networks. Once again, I'm Meteorologist Chris Bianchi. Thanks for joining us here on 9 News Plus, and have a great rest of your Monday.